My name is Alexandros Anglopoulos. I represent Aldemar hotels in Greece. Company of 7 hotels, 6,500 beds. Pretty much one of the leading companies in Greece.
You just been voted Europe's leading green hotel at the World Travel Awards, so you're very much seen as a pioneer of green tourism. What kind of measures do you use to implement sustainable policies at your hotels?
Well, we start from little things first. Simple training of the personnel, of the staff, and focus on materials we use, on energy. Energy is our big thing. We actually think that if you need to do one thing, you should probably focus on energy. Try and use renewable sources of energy like the solar energy or the energy we actually get from the water. We do all of that, but I would say that the most important part of what we do is get the people to understand what we're aiming at and get them to be part of the system. So while we save 70% of our oil consumption from the sun, at the same time we get people to reduce the use of detergents, the use of non-recyclable paper, or not to use, if possible at all, plastic, and different little things that get to the result which you have in your hands today.
Okay, and you've also joined up for a program called Corporate Social Responsibility. That's a very big part of your program. Could you describe what that involves?
This is quite new to the world, but a lot of companies, mostly multinational companies, have really joined into corporate social groups, and we decided to follow the same path. In Greece, we're the first one to do it because we believe that people will follow. So it's really nice to know that when you do something, you have more people join the same course of action, the same path. The idea is to put the environment and people on the spotlight and try to give the most we can to those two, I would call them shareholders. The environment, we said about it before, but the people is also important. We have a blood bank, for example. We do this every year, twice a year. We try to give the most to the people, benefits that have to do more than their work, their private life. Give them something for their children for the future, just give them training maybe. These are things that we're picking up as we go along, and we're probably going to do more this year. It's fairly new to us, but we see we have limitless possibilities to make a better world for most people.
It's very much a social hotel chain about combining business with social responsibility. In particular, things like solar panels. I mean, for anyone that hasn't installed them, you've actually proved it's a viable business as well. Okay, there's the initial investment, but after a few years it pays off.
Only 3 years maybe, with today's prices. Entrepreneurs have a fear on following on these new technologies. It's understandable because people don't understand that you can actually save money through them as well. You preserve the environment, you also can actually make money in a sense. For example, Aldemar saves almost €1 million a year by not consuming oil and using the solar energy. There are other practices that cost a little bit more, but as more people get into these technologies and follow these practices, the cost is going to go down and it's going to be more beneficial for everyone and easier to do them.
It's also a great brand building exercise as well, isn't it? If a customer likes a product and they feel good about it, makes them feel good, then they're going to have a loyalty that extends far beyond just money.
I think people care if we're good entrepreneurs, if we're good people. I don't want them to see me as a businessman. I'm a good family man. I'm a good person. This is important to people. They won't just go somewhere to have a good time. They want to know that where they're spending their time, and it's a valuable time. Vacations, it's very important to most people. I want them to know and appreciate the fact that whatever we do is not only good to them, but it's also good for the people that actually give them the service, our people, our family men. So yes, I believe this is in a sense a different way to approach marketing as well. It pays off.
So how about sort of on a macroeconomic level, the financial crisis, people are panicking, the stock market's in free fall. What advice would you give to someone out there who's thinking, okay, well, the only thing I've got to do is preserve the bottom line and think about money? How do you kind of marry up social responsibility with maintaining a living and maintaining profits?
At this specific time, this specific period of time, it's even more important to do this because rumors spread around the world that people are going to lose their jobs, that the quality of service is going to go down, so pretty much everything is going to deteriorate. This is not the case for most companies because once you go down that path, there's no coming back. For me, it's a more important time for the people that work in the company to feel good and safe in the company they work for. If I can do this, then I'm a successful businessman. As for the clients, most customers, most guests we have in our hotel, they don't choose something cheap. They choose something valuable in a sense. We try to offer them this value even at this specific time. I believe that in the end of this period, which seems to be a little bit longer than we expected at the very beginning, I believe that people will still keep making choices based on quality, based on this corporate social responsibility profile that the company has, and based on the value they get from their experience with us.
And sort of values-led business is almost quite a new concept, if you like, although it's been there for a few years. Are there any entrepreneurs or businesses out there that you were inspired by when you were growing up and learning and looking how the world of business operates?
Of course. We have a saying in Greece, nothing comes out, you can build something from scratch today. Today you actually follow different examples and you combine them and you make something different. I've been following quite a few multinational companies into different parts. I don't think everything is successful, but companies like Four Seasons or Hyatt have different ways of approaching these issues we've touched on, and I've been picking up, their minds by reading a lot every day. The best thing you can do in this business is stay informed every day, if possible. So we follow the example of big chains, but we also follow the example of small family hotels and businesses that tend to give this personal service and this personal touch to their employees as well. I think this will never stop. Somebody will come up with a better idea tomorrow. We'll probably read about it and put it somewhere to work for us as well.
Okay, Alex, thanks very much. Thank you very much for your wisdom.
Thank you very much. Okay.